Prosecutors in Wisconsin request an arrest warrant after Kyler Rittenhouse is accused of violating his bond. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Joe the Lawyer. I'm your host, Joe Pometto. I'm a practicing criminal defense attorney in Pittsburgh, PA. Today, I'm going to take a look at an article about Kyle Rittenhouse, who is accused of murder, homicide in Kenosha, Wisconsin, after the protests and riots that occurred in that city over the summer. I believe he was down there defending a business, and he got into an altercation. 2 people were shot and killed. Actually, I believe 1 person was shot and killed. 2 people were shot. There's some interesting tidbits in this article. I think I can provide some insight because of my role as an attorney. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Looking to get to 1,000 subscribers, so please drop me a subscribe. Also, before we dive into this article, please raise your cup, your glass in the air. Take a sip with me. It tastes better when we sip together. I like Diet Coke and coffee. You may like tea, beer, wine, vodka. Maybe you're getting crazy and drinking some tequila. Whatever you drink while you watch my videos is fine with me. Cheers. Okay, so this article comes from NBC News. It says, the teen, Kyle Rittenhouse, is charged with killing 2 people. 2 people died during protests in Kenosha, Wisconsin last year. Failed to update his address with the court, prosecutors say. Wisconsin prosecutors filed a motion Wednesday requesting an arrest warrant and bond increase for Kyle Rittenhouse, the teenager charged with killing 2 people during protests in Kenosha last summer. The Kenosha County District Attorney's Office alleged that Rittenhouse, 18, violated the conditions of his bond by failing to notify the court of his changed address, which makes it harder to monitor his whereabouts. A notice for a hearing was returned to the sender without a forwarding address, according to a court filing from Thursday. But let me tell you, there's much more to the story here. Mark Richards, an attorney for Rittenhouse, filed a response to the motion and provided NBC News with a copy Wednesday evening. According to the motion, Rittenhouse was moved to an undisclosed safe house by his previous defense attorney, John Pierce, after the teenager received numerous threats. And it's not hard to imagine that he'd received death threats from all over the country. This was a national story. While completing paperwork related to Kyle's release, Attorney Pierce was directly informed by a high-ranking member of the Kenosha Police Department not to provide the address of the Rittenhouse safe house because of the numerous threats made against Kyle and his family, the response said. Prosecutors argued that because Rittenhouse did not post bond himself, he has maintained a careless attitude and has little incentive to comply with his bond conditions. After all, and this is a direct quote from the prosecutors, after all, it is extremely unusual for a defendant facing a charge of first-degree intentional homicide in Kenosha County to post cash bond and be released from custody pending trial. The motion said, rarely does our community see accused murderers roaming about freely. And, I agree with the prosecutors on that point. Most people get a $2 million bond. They can't afford to pay that. Rittenhouse was released from the Kenosha County Jail on a $2 million bond. You can tell I read the article already. A $2 million bond in November with donations made to his legal fund, largely from right-wing activists and conservative celebrities. The motion asks the court to issue a warrant for Rittenhouse's arrest and to increase his bond by $200,000. It also asks the court to order Rittenhouse to update his address immediately. I'll be honest, if I was the prosecutor, I would just ask the judge to deny his bond completely. The $200,000 increase, he'll likely be able to post it with the support that he's received. Rittenhouse's defense team said they contacted an assistant district attorney in November to discuss providing a new address. If the prosecutors agreed to a sealed filing, but the Kenosha District Attorney's Office refused, Richards' response said. Now, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they not agree to a sealed address? Like, there's no reason for that. Like, yeah, it's all part of public records in the court system. But when someone's under threat, whether it's a defendant or the victim of a crime or witnesses in crimes, which is very often, it's not unusual for the prosecutors or the court system to hide not only their address but also the identity. So I don't understand why the prosecutor here wouldn't have a problem allowing for it to be sealed. Personally, I would file a motion with the judge and let the judge decide directly. Um, so what happened here is the prosecutors didn't allow him to provide the new location under seal, and then they're trying to have a warrant issued against him for not updating the address. Well, if he updates the address, it could maybe possibly put his life at risk. And I don't see what the big deal is. The interest in having the address be public is not that great, right? Like, why does it need to be public? It's not a big deal for the prosecutors to allow for that to be sealed. So Rittenhouse is accused of killing Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, and Anthony Huber, 26, when he traveled to Wisconsin last year to guard a car dealership during the protests that took place after the shooting of Blake on August 23rd. He is also accused of injuring a third man, Gage Grosskreutz, who had a handgun. The court had only just modified the release conditions of Rittenhouse's bond on January 22nd after he was spotted at a bar. Prosecutors filed a motion after Rittenhouse was spotted with his mother at a bar in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin on January 5th, the same day he pled not guilty. Rittenhouse was photographed in a shirt that read "Free as F," while flashing the OK sign, a gesture that has been co-opted by known white supremacist groups, the motion said. He was seen consuming alcohol while being serenaded by a group of men who sang the Proud Boys anthem, according to the motion. The state of Wisconsin allows those under age 21 to drink alcohol if they are with a parent, although it is illegal in Illinois where Rittenhouse was living. Rittenhouse is barred from drinking alcohol and prohibited from associating with any group or person known to menace others on the basis of things like race or religion. He also can't have any weapons. Now, I would be more offended or disappointed in the fact that this guy broke bond conditions by going out and drinking alcohol than I would be about this issue with the address. Okay, because the prosecutor has an easy way to cure this. Just allow the address to be sealed. Again, it's not that uncommon. I would be more annoyed and see as a more blatant violation of bond him going out and getting drunk. Okay, if he's directed not to drink as a condition of his bond, then that's a bigger deal to me. It appears that issue was already addressed, and then the address issue came up afterwards because this was addressed on January 22nd, then the address issue. But the address issue is easily resolved, and it makes sense to just seal it. So I hope the judge steps in here. I understand the prosecutors, after seeing these photos and the way he's acting, wanting to, put their thumb over him a little bit. I get that. If he violated bond conditions by going out and drinking like this, then yeah, that's a big deal. But again, to me, that's a bigger deal than him not wanting to provide the address due to reasons for his own safety and security. So if I was Rittenhouse's defense attorney, that is the argument that I would make. I can see, from the prosecutor's perspective, they're going to say that he's just continuously been flaunting the fact, waving the middle finger at the court. That's going to be their argument. And I think there's something to that in regards to this person, to him going out and drinking and wearing this t-shirt, perhaps being around groups that he shouldn't be around. That, again, a bigger deal than not providing this address. All they need the address for is to serve him with process, okay? And as long as the prosecution knows where he is, it doesn't need to be of public record. So look for this case to be long, drawn out, okay? It's going to be a huge trial when it happens. So, I'll be watching it closely. And in a prior video, I actually broke down the shooting itself with Kyle Rittenhouse. So if you want to check that out, go ahead, check out my prior videos. But this is going to be interesting. This is going to be a battle, a war in court the whole way. So I'll be covering it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed my insight. If you like my content, Joe the Lawyer, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe yourself or share. Subscribe or share. All you got to do, hit the button. Please, I will stop bothering everybody when I get to 1,000. Thank you very much. Have a great day.